What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my video. Hope y'all having an amazing day as usual. So as you guys can see, I am currently in my neighborhood park going on a morning walk. It is currently about 8:30 right now, maybe like 8 o'clock, somewhere around that time. But I just wanted to make a video since the weather's been a little bit iffy. It's not raining right now, so I'm able to make this quick video just to show everyone how bad the weather's really been recently. So recently there's been a lot of flooding in the area and stuff. Floods don't really affect my town too badly because I live in a very flat area. There's some hills in my area, but they're not very steep hills or anything like that. So my town does get floods a little bit, but only in the flat areas. Like, I swear, this is not a pond. This was just like mud at some point. But now it's completely flooded, as you can see. And this is just my message for everyone. I want to make this quick little video just to say that everyone needs to stay safe when there's inclement weather. So there's recently been a hurricane watch in the area. There was a hurricane that came from somewhere in the Caribbean, probably, or somewhere in the ocean that was hitting land in New Jersey and parts of New York City and Long Island. But usually if there is a hurricane warning or a tornado watch in my area, usually it just means a little bit of flooding and most people will be safe. Worst case scenario, someone might lose a little bit of power, but and maybe there might be a couple of minor injuries, but it wouldn't be anything particularly crazy. But as you can see, it's flooding everywhere. The flooding is really, really bad. But and there's just a lot of inclement weather in general right now, and it's kind of making its way up north to where I am. I swear, when I was at summer camp in the Adirondacks, I swear the weather up there. Oh dang it! I'm getting my shoes wet. Yes. All right, I should have worn my boots today. I really should have, but oh well. I'm doing my laundry today anyway, so I'll be okay. So, as you can see, this road is pretty much fine. Doesn't really flood a lot around my area, but some of the roads definitely do flood in my area. And when they do, usually that means, like I said, there's nothing really anything major, but in my town, you have two areas of town. You have the hill and the bottom. And I live at the bottom of the hill. I hear a fire truck. I think it's coming from Bloomfield. But yeah, everything's fine. I'm safe, but I just want to say that if you are currently in an area with a flood watch or anything like that, please be careful, all right? Make sure you're checking the weather app. Really, the most accurate weather app is AccuWeather. They'll give you a notification during a flood or something like that every hour, or just like turn on your weather station. You know, a lot of people aren't taking the weather very seriously. A lot of people aren't taking overheating or global warming very seriously, but it's definitely happening. You know, right now it was just a little rainstorm, or it's really more of a thunderstorm, but it was happening for 3 days. It wasn't hurricane winds, or as far as I know, no one's dead. Maybe someone got injured, but what's very important to do is, my area floods a lot because my road, I'm taking a left on the street I live on, and as you can see, my street is super flat, and there's no curbs or not many trees that people can really hit into, so people often drive very fast. But then right by my house, there's like a little hill that goes kind of down and then back up. I wouldn't even really call it a hill. It's just a tiny little hill, and there's 2 storm drains. And so right where I live, it often floods, and people have to drive around it. So Usually what my family will do is we'll just get our hands a little dirty and try to like take out any leaves, dirt, or trash from the storm drain, so everyone is just as safe as possible. The last thing we want right now is for someone's home to be flooded or anything like that. And I'm just saying, we need to take global warming seriously, okay? The planet is definitely overheating. The news definitely does blow things out of proportion, and a lot of the time the news does ruin your day. I mean, the news sucks, okay? And I try to stay off of the news as much as possible. So if I do watch the news on TV, it's usually the weather station. It's not anything, or it's like the local news. Because the local news usually doesn't talk about anything that serious. So local news is always better, but if you watch like Fox or CNN or NBC, I'm telling you, your life, if you watch any of those news stations every day, I'm telling you, your life is going to be so much harder. And and I think we're already dealing with a lot of things right now as it is. And there's a lot of inclement weather. There was some major flooding in Europe, in like Germany and stuff. And then there was an earthquake, another earthquake in Haiti. I mean, I feel so bad for Haiti. I really do. Like, that country has experienced so much bad luck. It's actually kind of scary. So there's a little river that goes right by my house, in my area. And I'm just going to check out how it is right now, because the area often floods. The park or nature preserve often floods. So I'm just going to see what the river looks like. And regardless of whether you live in an area where weather is really bad or really good, please take global warming seriously. I mean, it's not that hard, people. Global warming is definitely happening. Like I said, I think the news blows it out of proportion a lot, but it is happening, okay? So just don't litter, all right? Do the best you can. Recycle everything. And there's only so much the general public can do. I think the rain stopped, but I think it might pick up later. I don't know. The iPhone weather app isn't very reliable. AccuWeather is much better. So I'm gonna see what it looks like in the nature preserve. So the reason why I feel really bad for the country of Haiti is because they're always going through something hard. Like, their leader or their president was just assassinated a couple weeks ago, and then a couple days later they're dealing with the earthquake. And Haiti is a very, very poor country that's located in the Caribbean, on an island called Hispaniola. It borders the Dominican Republic. Now, the Dominican Republic has its issues, but it's a better run country, I think. I mean, you never really hear any bad news coming out of the Dominican Republic, but in Haiti, yeah, it's definitely flooding a little bit, but it's nothing too serious. But it is a pretty look, so I think I'll just stand here. So Haiti is just a country that experiences very bad luck. It's pretty much the poorest country in the western part of the world. There's a lot of starvation, and the terrain there is very bad, so there's not a lot of food available in that country. And probably similar to Cuba, they might have some like shipping issues. And I think it's really, and there's always like Westerners being attacked at the airport in their biggest city, Port-au-Prince. So it's really not a country you want to visit right now. They've been going through a lot of hard times, and whenever their leader changes, there's always like civil unrest or something like that. And I think it's because their government is just really corrupt. I mean, it's a sad country. I'm sure it's a pretty country, and it definitely has some beautiful rainforests and mountains and deserts. But it's just such a dangerous country, and there's just so much violence and political corruption that happens in Haiti that it's just nowhere you should be visiting. All right? There's two countries in the Caribbean, Haiti and Cuba, it always seems like they're going through something. But Jamaica and Dominican Republic, I've only been to one Caribbean island. I've been to Jamaica, and Jamaica's a really good country, but Jamaica has its issues, but at least their government's a little better. Probably same thing goes for the Dominican Republic. But in Haiti and Cuba, they just have bad politicians. They always have, and the countries are very underdeveloped compared to other countries in the area. So I feel bad for them, and I'm always trying to send my thoughts and prayers to Haiti. The Taliban was also having an issue in Afghanistan as well. So there's just a lot of stuff happening. I know Afghanistan has nothing to do with global warming, but it's scary nonetheless. But I feel bad for the rest of the world sometimes. But just come to your senses and everything like that, and we'll all be okay. I just hit 800 subscribers, so I will be doing a video for that. But I'll probably do that tomorrow. We'll see what happens. So anyways, that's going to be for today's video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and God bless to everyone.